guys, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are having a good day, good night, good evening, good week. Hope you guys are staying safe with all the coronavirus stuff going out there. Hope you and your families are safe. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're talking about the Lahn Succession nerfs and Lahn Awakening changes that finally hit live servers in Korea today, April 8th, 2020. Um, so yeah, let's just go ahead and just jump right into it. I'm gonna skip this part because this GM note stuff is a bunch of blah blah blah. I'm sure you guys will be able to read that once it hits NA servers. So let's just jump right into it. The first part, basically, tailspin into deadly dance is linking faster. So pretty much when you do tailspin, the second hit into deadly dance is a faster link. It's also the second part is linking into eradication is also faster, as you can see. And then also the third part is literally just eradication itself is faster. So we're gonna go in after that. It is the attack range of Bridal Despair. The AoE, it looks like it has a wider AoE, it seems like. And then also when you hold the skill, you can do more damage. They kind of changed the way that the damage is. Instead of 973% times 2 up to 5 hits, it's now 973% times 1 up to 10 hits. So they kind of changed that damage a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, after that, the Bleeding Heart pool animation is smoother. So if you guys know Bleeding Hearts, the second part has kind of a pool. They made it a little bit smoother, the animation. Or it looks like it links, the actual skills look like they link together a little bit better. And then after that, so this right here was kind of confusing because I completely forgot about Blood Moon Twist. Basically what this is normally when you used to do Tailspin into Flow Vice, which is her shift R&B into R&B flow, it used to proc Blood Moon Twist, which is her F skill. Well, now it no longer automatically procs that. You have to actually press F to proc it, which is, I guess, is great for players that used to have to just lock that skill. I always just unskilled it because I hated it. But yeah, so that's what they did. So those are the awakening changes. So now we're gonna go into the succession changes. These are the ones that a lot of people have been kind of scared of and considered like, oh no, Lahn Succession is shit now. So we're just gonna go jump right into those. So the first part, Pendulum Cleaver no longer has super armor. So if you guys know, Pendulum Cleaver is her side LMB. It used to have super armor. It no longer has super armor. It's just kind of sad. Sad day. The second part, Blade Dance PvP damage was nerfed by 28%. So that's her right mouse button skill. It still has protection, as you can see, but we'll go into that later. Her PvP damage got nerfed. So Crescent Barrage is actually nerfed as well by 25% PvP damage. I know right here it says 1, 2, 3, 4. They made a typo. This right here is literally Crescent Barrage. As you can see, I can show you the Korean letters in Hangul. Right here. Right? And then now we can look at the same letters in Hangul right here. So it is Crescent Barrage. It's just 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 because they made a typo. Had me going crazy for a second. Okay, now after that is Blooming Nether Flower. Blooming Nether Flower got nerfed as well by 18% damage. 18% PvP damage. Again, these are the PvP damage nerfs. They didn't change the damage in PvE. Okay, so after that, it goes on to talk about Saupri Purge. Saupri Purge no longer has super armor and Succession. These are the Succession only versions. I think it's kind of dumb to take away super armor Saupri Purge, but I guess if you're still playing Lahn Succession, you can always just go to the absolute version because that still has super armor. Okay, next. Then there goes Saupri Purge. Succession Saupri Purge lost 23% PvP damage. Again, another nerf. But if you want the protection on that skill, you can just go to absolute. And then you have protection, and you don't get this PvP damage nerf on the absolute version. Okay, here, Phantom Dance stamina changed from 150 to 250. So for those of you guys who were using this skill a lot, now you're going to have to kind of be a little bit more cautious when you use it. And then after that, right here, it's talking about the CC after Spring Breeze. If you guys know, when you use Succession Spring Breeze or just regular Spring Breeze, you can hold like Fs to do some extra damage, or not extra damage, but to get proc a CC. That now only applies to monsters. Kind of unfortunate. But if you're doing Succession version, it now only applies to monsters. Now, after that, right here, this is talking about her E-buff. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Right here is actually her mouse movement. So her mouse movement on Blooming Nether Flowers, Spring Breeze, Furious Chase, Salpery Purge no longer are click to move. Let's see if we can go ahead and show you that right now. I can, but I'm going to have to level up certain skills. 1 second. So here's Blooming Nether Flower. No more click to move on that skill. Even Salpery Purge is no more click to move, so you can't really click to move to avoid back attacks on that skill. Ready? It's kind of weird. I mean, it's fast, so you can kind of move it, but yeah. What's the other skills? Spring Breeze. Let's go ahead and check Spring Breeze. I have to level this up. No click to move on that skill. And what was the other one? Furious Chase. That's unfortunate. I'll level up Furious Chase so you can see that as well. Oh, that's not Furious Chase. Sorry about that. No click to move. All right, so that's change, and then let's go back over to the patch notes. Okay, so after that, right here, this is E-buff. So when you use your E-buff in succession, right here, when you use your E-buff in succession, you no longer use stamina on Phantom Dance, the basic and succession versions of Primrose Sprint and Nimbus Stride, which I guess is kind of cool. Also, Crescent, so right here, it's talking about Crescent Barrage, Pendulum Kick, oh, right here, sorry. Crescent Barrage, oh, sorry. Crescent Barrage, Pendulum Kick, Blooming Nether Flower, all super armor has been changed. That's what that's saying. They changed the tooltip on it, essentially. The super armor on Blooming Nether Flower just says during use of the skill now. I think if you look on BDO Codex, Succession Blooming Nether Flower said during spin attack, and now it says during use. And then if you look at Pendulum Kick, it's when used consecutively, super armor, but it now says it's super armor during the second and third hit. The first initial hit no longer has super armor. And the same with Crescent Barrage. It's only super armor during the second, third, and fourth hit. So basically all they did was they kept the super armor, but they added gaps to it. So it's not completely protector. It's easier, I guess, to potentially get some CC on Lahn Succession when she's doing those skills. But yeah, so they didn't completely take away its super armor on a lot of her skills, except for Salpery Purge, Rest in Peace, and her Pendulum Cleaver. But outside of that, she still has super armor. They're just not fully 100% protected. A little bit more gaps into it. And those are the changes to Lahn Succession. Hope you guys have a great day, and let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Peace.